it's for me, it's still even kind of hard for me to tell.
I think the matchup is dead even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, and I said whichever player knows the matchup better is likely to win, and if they both know the matchup well, it's just going to come down to whoever outplays who. So I'm extremely hyped for this because both players are extremely technical, entertaining players.
Mr. R's control is messed up, so
Yeah.
they're just going to restart this.
They've agreed to a restart. Quick little button check. But yeah, I really think it could go either way. You know, I've heard Salem's been playing especially on point this weekend, and that Mr. R is not slacking off himself. Those armor pieces put Mr. R in a little bit of a predicament here.
Now, I mean, the obvious thing is to get those armor pieces away from Salem and to not have them as a tool for him to use. Mr. R throwing them away, good idea.
Yeah, he defeated the situation pretty quickly.
Salem, one of the best players in the world with items. He's proven that time and time again, but just absolutely murdering people with those things.
Yeah, did you see that game 1 versus Kane? Oh my God, that was ridiculous. So as you can see, it's going pretty back and forth. Both of these players are struggling to actually take control of the match because the control is just bouncing around left and right. What a read.
Yeah, very nice dancing blade.
That was really risky. Slow fall fair by Salem was just very, very risky.
Well, Ramen with that dive E stall.
And as I mentioned earlier, that up air is a bane of Marth.
Oh, barely missing that bear tipper. Good nair.
And it is dead even. Oh,
back air.
Ramen got so greedy there, going and putting himself in back air's way. I would have just dropped to the ground. Salem has no jump, but the smash rail platform comes to his rescue.
Nice grab by
Yeah,
Ramen.
and again, that air dodge into Marth, so risky. That grab connected.
Oh,
Salem has no shield left. Goes for the back air pressure, and Mr. R closes out the stock. And we have ourselves a fresh game, tight battle. Nice combo,
yeah.
4-hit string, 39%. And Mr. R drops his own combo because up air is a combo starter for Marth. Just as much. That can combo into a neutral air, which then can combo into several smash attacks or aerials.
Yep.
And you can see Salem nailing his bread and butter opening.
Yeah, you can see Ramen really respecting Salem when he's on the platform. He doesn't want to get hit by an up smash by being too aggressive. A down smash, excuse me. It take a lot of damage.
Yeah. Mr. R portraying really good defense there, weaving in and out of Salem's attacks, but managing to actually hit Salem is proving to be quite difficult for him. Zero-Suit is fast and nimble. Let's see if Ramen manages to get his tilt game up a little bit. Tilts are rather effective against Zero-Suit.
Yeah.
If you can understand the spacing.
Yeah, definitely. When Zero-Suit's jumping in the air right in front of you, that forward tilt becomes somewhat of an anti-air almost.
Not the best of DI will put Salem in a solid lead.
Well, Ramen committing to that dancing blade a little too early. Answers with an up B though. Very nice by Salem, just pressuring Mr. R on the platform.
I actually thought Ramen was going to read the ledge jump and take an up air. That was terrible DI, and I feel that jump was a little bit too early. However, you get less invincibility when you grab the edge with a tethered move. So Salem knew he wasn't able to edge guard Ramen. This could be it.
Wow.
That's it. Salem takes a 2-stock.
You see how Salem's aggressive style just lends to when he gets a few hits in, he takes big chunks of damage. It gets him going mentally, and then it snowballs out of control unless you just take an approach of just stopping it, settling it down, getting it back to about a neutral momentum, and then trying to make something go from there. But if you try and just go at Salem and try and fight fire with fire, you're fighting a losing battle.
Exactly. I feel like Mark does have a slight advantage when both characters are in a neutral position, despite the fact that Salem has huge bursts. Everything he does is basically a risk outside of down smash, and Marth has really good tools to get in on Zero-Suit. He can approach with much less risk. However, once you say, okay, Marth is in an advantageous position against Zero-Suit, it's a lot harder to keep a Zero-Suit with all that mobility in control versus Zero Suit can really, really control Marth once Zero Suit's in the advantageous position. So that's why I feel it's a really close, even matchup with Marth having like the advantage when both players are in neutral and Zero Suit having the advantage when, and when it comes to either player being an advantage.
Yeah.
So
one of Zero Suit's great tools is her juggling tool.
Yes.
You said that up air, the bane of Marth's existence, that up air is so fast, covers a lot. You can air dodge through it, but just like similar to Falco even, you could air dodge the up air, but then you get hit with either another up air, or depending on which side you go, you'll eat a bear instead.
Yeah, or maybe even a special attack, or fast fall into a landing trap. Just so many options, excuse me. Of course, Mr. R did succeed in one of the big keys to the match, game 1, which is making sure Salem cannot use those armor pieces.
Oh, Ramen's so good out of shield with that stall.
Yeah. It's a pretty fraudulent option. I mean, if you just realize that Marth can't really complete an aerial dancing blade on you, you will just instantly react to aerial dancing blade 1 and then hit him right away. But a lot of people don't realize that that is not at all safe on block.
Yeah. They get a little scared when a character is doing things like that on top of you, right in your shield, right in your area.
Yeah, and you can see Mr. R is using a little bit of his tilt game. He used that F-tilt. F-tilt is so strong on Battlefield because it covers pretty much half of one of the lower platforms.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just a solid anti-air option, which is really good against a character like Zero Suit.
That was a really good D-tilt right there. Set up Salem for the nair and follows up the read on the down B with the back air tipper. A great first stock for Mr. R, only at 39%.
Mr. R makes it very nice. Tries to go for the reset, but he underestimates Salem's roll. Doesn't realize that back air is pretty safe on block. You can't really punish it that securely, but Mr. R's got pretty much a full stock lead here. Yeah, Salem tries to go for a trap. He thinks Ramen's going to block, but Ramen just jumped out with the fair, and the pressure is back on. Mr. R still in advantage and not letting it go.
Oh, wow, it's very quick. Tethering the edge, coming up with the up air.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you grab the ledge with a tether move, you have less invincibility, but you also have less frames which you're required to stay on the edge. So grabbing the edge with the tether move means that you'll be able to get better follow-ups right away.
Side B connects. Mr. R in trouble on his first stock.
Great option selects by Salem, covering it.
No jump.
He probably jumped during the jab, didn't realize it. Slight mistiming on that fair is going to cost Mr. R. Salem's making somewhat of a comeback here, but he still has an up-tilt battle to go. Nice jab anti-air.
Yeah, very nice placing Salem right back in front of him for that dancing blade.
Unfortunately, Mr. R did not realize he was not going to be knocked off the stage. That's going to kill it. Yeah.
Very nice nair tipper reading that once again, that jump from the ledge.
Nice. I'm a little surprised he went for the forward smash. You can do your neutral air into, follow-up aerial combos to net more damage than a forward smash will give you, but still solid 24%. And again, Mr. R is showing he's strong. He's making really solid reads on Salem. Nice baiting as well. I thought he would actually go for the fastball fair to up B because it was pretty safe. I mean, it was pretty obvious that it was unspaced. Wow, great reaction time.
Yeah, I'm looking for Mr. R out of that stalled side B to kind of air dodge through and get that cross up. Oh, that was a good try by Mr. R, thinking that he was going to immediately roll, but the nair where he thought he was going to be.
Yeah, it did cover the majority of the platform as well. That's not going to be a stock, but Salem might be able to close it out with this edge guard. Unfortunately, Salem didn't read that Mr. R would actually get hit by that.
Very nice. Dancing blade 1. Make Salem roll.
That's going to kill.
And both players down to their last stock, but Salem with 113.
I really expected Ramen to read that, that cross-up. He's done that 2 times now, D-tilted the shield instead of waiting for the reaction and taking the guaranteed stuff.
Wow!
Oh my god, and Salem gets the gimp.
Wow.
Salem takes it 2-0.
That was a big-time play by Salem.
Oh my god.
Showing how good he is. He is playing extremely well on the biggest stage of them all. just mowing through his opponents right now. And now Mr. R is added on to the list and sent into losers.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Kate before the match. He said Salem's on fire this tournament. I think he's going to win. So he's just playing way too well, way too consistent, and way too clutch.